What can you tell us about your hand and what you know so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think did Harbaugh come in here and inform everyone?
A little bit.
Then yeah, I think whatever he said is probably the truth.
Uh-oh, maybe you better tell us.
What did he
You
say?
said broken bone in your hand and surgery tomorrow.
Or procedure.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any idea if you're going to miss time, or is that sort of going to be decided tomorrow after surgery?
I think they're pretty hopeful actually. I think it's one of those things where you just stabilize it, and I'm not the doctor unfortunately, but yeah, they were hopeful, so I think that's a good thing.
How was the pain tolerance during the game?
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. So I did my best to go out there and take care of business, and I thought we ran the ball really well. So it was really cool to see.
What actually
was that Justin? How did the injury happen?
I'm not quite sure exactly. I think it was one of the plays I tried to scramble, but I'd have to take a look at it.
was the one out to the left?
Yeah, near the red zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
And
that
so
was the
did
one.
you hit it on his helmet, or was it on that when your hand hit the ground? Do you know exactly
I don't. I think it must have been either a helmet or something like that, but I'd have to look at it to be exact.
For stabilization purposes, what did they do today to be able to get you back out on the field, and is that something you can replicate after surgery?
They just put a hard cast on it, put a glove around it, and I think that was basically it.
What's the hardest thing playing the position when you have a hand injury like that?
Holding on to the ball. I think ball security is at a paramount, and I think I did a good enough job of that today in the pocket. Just getting the ball to the running backs. So it's just stuff to work on.
How about your running backs? A few weeks ago, they weren't even on this active squad, and here they are looking like Pro Bowlers. I mean, it's been phenomenal, hasn't it?
Yeah, they're really fun to play with. Those two guys have done such a great job this year, and to have J-Pat back out there, I'm really happy for both those guys because they work really hard, week in and week out, and to see them go have success like that today, it's really well earned.
You guys didn't go under center after you came back in. We saw you taking some snaps with Andre on the sideline. Did you sort of see if you were able to do it there and kind of made the decision that it'd be better to just go pistol and shotgun for the rest of the game? Was that Jim's call? Was that your call? How did that sort of work?
I think it was more so of just ball security and understanding that if we don't have to go under center, there is no need for it. And we were ready and formatted if we were going to go into a goal line or anything like that. Trey was ready to go. So I think it's just something that we'll monitor as the week goes on.
This is kind of in the weeds, but how often are you asked to hand off with your left hand in this offense?
With the left hand?
Yeah, we might have a cast on it.
Yeah, whenever we're running to the right. I don't know exactly the numbers.
Justin, you don't pat the ball, right? You just throw it. Is that a good? Tom House was saying you don't pat like a lot of guys will.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a good thing now? That your left hand is uninvolved?
Yeah, I don't think it makes too much of a difference. I think it's just important to, be as quick as you can when you're delivering the ball. And so I think trying to take out the pad is something that all quarterbacks try and do. But I think there's enough stability in my hand that if I needed to, I would be able to.
You played with the broken finger in your left hand in 23. Will that help you at all in this process, having played that sort of extended period of time when you had the splint on your finger?
Yeah, I think in terms of experience, I've gone through similar things, and so I think it'll be helpful. But at the end of the day, you just got to go out there and make sure that everything is good, you're comfortable, and as long as the trainers and doctors are feeling that they're safe to return to play, I trust those guys completely.
That foul or that incident with Max Crosby, just what was that?
Yeah, I think it was just an emotional game. I was excited for the third down, and he'd been getting after us all day, and so I think it's just one of those plays where emotions got the best of us, and I've got a ton of respect for him as a player.
Did he go over and try to shake your hand afterwards, kind of say, "Hey, my bad"?
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's an emotional game, and I've got nothing but respect for him as a player and as a teammate. But at the end of the day, I could have kept my cool a little bit better too.
Does it make your juices flow a little bit more though when he's chirping out there and you just want to beat him from a competitive standpoint even more?
Yeah, he's a true competitor. We know how good he is and the plays that he's been able to make over the past several years. And we know they're a good opponent. They're much better than their record indicates. And so for us to be able to come away with the win today, I thought that was big for us.
5 games left in the regular season. How closely do you guys pay attention to where you are in the division or just overall standings? Like, how closely do you guys pay attention to that?
I think it's just week by week. You know, we got to do it our job. You know, especially when we play on Sundays or whether we're playing on Monday. You know, all we can control is our attitude, our effort, and how we take care of business. Anything outside of that is out of our control, and you can monitor it, but you know, you can't do too much to change it.
How are you sort of approaching this with the injury? Are you sort of operating under the impression that you're going to be back like at some point before the end of the season?
Yeah, I'm treating it as if I'm playing on Monday. I think they're very hopeful for that. So I think that's just something that we'll see tomorrow and we'll get a feel for. But I think they were really hopeful, so that's always a good thing.
What's it gonna take for you to not play?
If a doctor told me it is a very unwise decision for you to go play, I think that would be the only case.
Getting Jamari at left tackle in this game, just how much more solid did it feel back there, pass protection wise, when you were dropping back?
Yeah, I think it's huge to have those guys out there, and I think Jamari's done such a great job, whether it's at guard or whether it's at tackle, and to have a guy like that who's been around for a few years and you know is a very veteran, smart player. You know, I think it made a difference today. We ran the ball really well today, so it was really good to see, and you know I could still get the ball out quicker and things like that, but to have Jamari out there was awesome.
What you did today with the injury, is the biggest issue just protecting the ball after this, that you're able to do that at full strength more than anything?
I think it's part of it for sure. You know, doing my job to be able to hand the ball off and distribute the ball in a way that, you know, protects our team and doesn't put them in a position of danger. You know, I think the running backs did a great job adjusting as well today, where we had a lot of plays under center, but we talked about going to the pistol and the gun. And so being able to practice those all week and then take them, you know, into a game in a situation where we really haven't practiced, I thought that was really good for them.
A couple of checkdowns to Kamani and just watching him, you know, run as hard as he does. How long did it take you to have the confidence in him that you know if you need an outlet, he's the guy to get the ball to?
Yeah, as soon as he came here last year, you know, we knew he was going to make big plays for us, and he stepped up big time last year with a bunch of big plays, and then this year he's really taking advantage of his opportunity, and you know, it's been really good to see from him, and you know, check down to him is still, you know, getting 5, 6, and then maybe even more.
How cool is it just having that depth at the running back position just through the season? How has that been helpful?
Yeah, it's really good. You know, I think every team is going to deal with their fair share of adversity, and to have 3, 4 guys that we trust back there, you know, especially a really tough position in the NFL, you know, it's always a good problem to have as many guys as you can.